Yeah, of course, it's always about a girl.
Well, it's beauty and soothing and healing, the heavenly properties. And
And the cover art, which is now published, is not the very first idea I had in my mind.
hold on, hold on. Really? Does this have to be about Spider Man as well?
So he perfectly understand the vibe. Then he listened to the song. Then he vibe for a second. Then he started playing guitar.
I really like how you personalized this whole experience. When you are at your lowest point, you just lie down on somebody that really cares for you.
Which was at 100% to down to zero. When that happens, you are nuclear bomb yourself.
But man, the way you describe it, the image that you just gave to people's heads,
She's truly one of God's most beautiful creation.
from nuclear bombs to angels and dreams taking flight.
Even when she's tired or has a bloated face without makeup.
When you put it like that, really, um, no one can really argue. And so, Janaka, it's finally happening, right?
Yeah, it's happening.
For quite some time now, you have been working on a project called Sunflower. So let me ask this of you. Why Project Sunflower and why now?
Well, Silen, most of the people who know me as a system engineer and an entrepreneur. But throughout this project, I'm trying to expose a part of myself that nobody has seen yet. So it's the artist side which resonate within me, which I'm trying to expose through this project. And if I tell you what I like about the artist, it's a combination of my good side and bad side while being creative with a dark humor.
Oh, I see. So was this artist born with Project Sunflower? Or perhaps this is a story about something else?
The story is quite something else.
Hmm.
So, when I was a child, I had a dream to become a priest. So, I went to this place called seminary where you have to be on the formation for several years in order to become a priest. So, in there, we have a competition in semester wise where you have to write some stuff. So, the artist was born in there writing some stuff for the competitions, and few of my work were qualified for the yearbook as well. So since the seminary, I have written few, I might say lot of my unpublished work. And with the project Sunflower, I felt something with it, and I felt like it's finally time for that artist to come out.
I really like the way you said it. The artist in
Mm.
you that wants to come out. So let me ask this of you again. You mentioned the artist wants to come out, but why now?
Well, Silen, as I mentioned earlier before, there are a lot of unpublished works of mine that I have written since the seminary. But this project somehow feels very personal to me. And at the first instance, when I was working for it, I didn't plan any of these, but an inspiration did strike me, and I felt like I should do something with this.
I see. So, how did your inspiration drive throughout this project?
Well, my inspiration might be watching this video right now, but yeah, if I tell you how it started, it was a very rainy day and it was very dull. So I had my black coffee with me. So while I was looking at the rain through the window in my room, there was this burst of emotion rushing through my brain. So I started writing them down in my book, and after looking what I had written, I felt something with the words. These words were very personal to me. So then that inspiration struck on. So I took those lyrics to my friend Dillon De Silva, who is the melody composer and the singer for this song. With Dillon, we vibed for a couple of sessions, and then we came up with the best melody we could go for.
I see.
Then then came a best part. Then we look for a music producer. We looked for months because myself and Dylan wanted the music producer who can understand our vibe and
Mm.
work with us.
Yeah.
So it had to take some time to get that person who can understand our vibe. So we got a person, and he is Subodha Nanakar. So he's the music producer for this song. And after Subodha was done with the music track, we got Prakash Ranasinghe. He's an extremely top talented guitarist. I should mention that his work was top notch. The Prakash Iyer came in. When Prakash Iyer came in, I told my ideas to Prakash Iyer. This is what the meaning behind of the song, and this is why these specific words are there. So he perfectly understand the vibe. Then he listened to the song. Then he vibed for a second. Then he started playing guitar, and he did an amazing job. So after all the mixing and mastering stuff, he has come the smile of my heart. And there is something more.
Mm.
So after the audio production was complete, that artist wanted to do something more. He wanted to do something more creative. So I thought of doing something for the cover art and a title drop. So
Wow.
when you talk about the cover art, there are a lot of details in this cover art. And the cover art, which is now published, is not the very first idea I had in my mind, but some things does happen for good, right? So ultimately, the cover art, which is now published, has very detailed, and even for small detail, there's a reason why it is there. So, but for this one, for the this cover art and the title drop, I might not reveal why those specific details are in there. There should be a mystery in art, right? Don't you agree with that?
Certainly, yes. There should be definitely a mystery in art. And I really like how you personalized this whole experience for yourself. And I feel the emotions that you have put into it, the effort and the work that you have put into it. And I'm absolutely excited to discuss this with you. And it was really, really, really exciting for me personally to actually go on about the smile of my heart.
Yeah.
That was good. So it was a really nice build up, and it really caught my attention, especially the way you said the smile of my heart. So it definitely has to have a lot more meaning to it, right?
Yeah, of course. Celine, I can tell you why, but you wouldn't be able to fully grasp the meaning of the title without knowing what's going on with the song. So, shall we get back to that later?
Okay, then, because I'm also excited to work around this. So let's get back to the title later. But I still do have to ask you this. What does your heart smile about? And what drives this smile of your heart?
That's a question, Silen. Well, my heart smile about few things recently, but most of all, a sunflower would bring a smile to my heart.
Hmm.
If I tell you what really drives that smile is the realization that even amidst life's challenges, there are these unwavering source of light and love which always find you at the exact right moment.
Okay. I caught on the word sunflower. You did mention it. So, cutting to the chase, we are talking about love here. And let me ask this of you directly. Is this song about love?
What do you think, Silen? If it is about love, it should be someone to love, right?
Oh, then it's about a girl, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. It's always about a girl, but there is something more here.
Hmm.
The song might be built up wrap around a girl, but the story here, which I'm trying to expose, is about a guy in his mid 20s, trying to do all the stuff in which a mid 20s individual do. And there are these battles in our life, right? So while battling all these struggles, how we encounter specific girl and how he describe and express his love to that specific girl, that's the story of this song in a nutshell.
Oh, I see. Speaking of struggles, really, because you mentioned it earlier, what kind of struggles are we really talking about here in this song?
Silen, let's do something interesting. For
Hmm.
every section we through, let's look through the lyrics of the song to dive deep into the essence of the song. Is that work for you?
You know what? That's absolutely perfect.
And just one more thing.
Hmm.
Let's bring a narrator for this story, and the narrator here will be Peter Parker.
Wait. Hold on. Really? Does this have to be about Spider-Man as well? Again?
Yeah, so it's my story, my rules, and the Peter Parker here just fit with the vibe perfectly. So think about it. A guy who is trying to do good, constantly facing overwhelming challenges, balancing immense responsibility with everyday life, and often filming underestimate, and always finding that spirit to get up, whatever the challenges he faces. So that's the core energy I want to tap into. And so Spider-Man fit with that exact vibe.
Okay. I get it. It's fine. So your rules, your song, we get that. But because we are going through from section to section,
Mm-hmm.
I've got the lyrics here. So do you mind if I read the lyrics out?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, perfect. So let's look at our first verse, which is where you have a lot of explanations to do, really. So the first verse goes like this. There are days I want to run into you, keep my head on, and take a break through. There is so much going on. I don't know where to begin. If you were here, I would have laid it all. So this verse really, it sounds like the ultimate but relatable struggling hero. So if Peter Parker is the guy that you have appointed as the narrator, so we would know who the girl is, and that would be Gwen Stacy, right? So what exactly does this Peter Parker struggle about in this song? And is it about his spider tingle going off at the wrong moment and acting up and the wrong in the wrong way at the wrong moment?
No, Celine, it's not about the Spider Tingle acting at the wrong moment, but respect for the original Spider Man, Tobey Maguire. It's always Andrew Garfield Spider Man, and if it is Andrew, it has to be Gwen. So, this story with the Spider Man, as I said, it's very personal to me. That is why I bring out here. And that if we talk about the struggles here, it's about that weight of expectation, like pressure to succeed in career, finding and financial anxieties, the feeling of being overwhelmed by responsibilities. The list could goes on, right?
Of course. But what you said is actually the perfect summarization of every mid 20s guy or girl, then.
Yeah. The feelings of this age are universal, right? It could be Spider-Man as Andrew Garfield or Spider-Man as Gwen Stacy. The as I said, the feelings are universal, so everyone in this age can relate to this song if they put the mask of Spider-Man.
I see. I really like, once again, the way you mentioned it. You mentioned that the core feelings are universal, right? So, if you're talking about these universal struggles, what kind of pressure cooker are we putting this Peter Parker through this song? And while we're at it, what kind of challenges and what are these challenges really that will build up for someone in their mid 20s?
So the struggles we are talking about here, those defined in mid-20s struggles, you are trying to find financial stabilities, maybe finishing a degree or starting a master's, or perhaps you might be quitting that 9 to 5 job yours to become your own boss. Make a stand for yourself. Perhaps you are juggling a full-time business with a while doing a part-time business. So, and then sometimes one's got to provide for his family while he's earning and have some funny for his future endeavors while doing all the higher studies and stuff. And all the while trying to live a life of mid-20s individual. So, on top of these, there are these intentionally personal challenges, your parents getting sick and you have to get them to the doctors or the labs to take reports and stuff. And when the reports comes in, it's not someplace you are not ready, right?
Yeah, of course. I remember the last time this happened as well. I was literally at the edge of my seat. It was really stressing people out,
Hmm.
I would say.
Yeah, that's exactly the core energy I want to tap in. So, when these things started to happen and constantly going on, there is incredible guts that builds around every Peter Parker. So this gut is not a bad thing, but it gives them fuel. It gives them energy to drive through all the problems that comes in their way. And it's like web fluid for Spider-Man. It gives the ability to swim through the city of life, to keep pushing forward despite everything. But there is a psychological crux. There is a moment when a small incident or a chain of incident happens, and that completely bombs that gut which was at 100% to down to zero. When that happens, you are nuclear bomb yourself. Nothing work correctly. It's like your body function doesn't respond like they should. You are overwhelmed, emotionally numb, and perhaps incredibly raw. So that's precisely where the verse one starts. So Peter Park is generally fine. He doesn't need help, and but until that gut gets hit by the nuclear bomb, and when it does, that's exactly where he desperately need emotional support. So picture this: when you're at your absolute lowest, if you have someone to go to, just lay your head on their lap and just tell them everything that's happened while they gently run fingers through your hair and just listen to every single word you say. That's something everybody wishes for, right?
Of course, yes. But man, the way you describe it, the image that you just gave to people's heads, when you are at your lowest point, you just lie down on somebody that really cares for you, and that person will have their fingers run through your hair. And that was really nice. That was really we are getting somewhere. I know that, and it's somewhere beautiful. I really understand what you're telling now. Spider Man can be beaten, and it also happens. But as people say in life, shit happens, and we do get down, and we do get depressed, and we do get bombed, like you just mentioned. When that happens, it's really nice to have someone to support you and get the help that you need, and to help yourself get back on track. So, my question is this: does the Spider Man in this song get that kind of support?
Silen, when it comes to the pre-chorus, that's where you hear that underlying force of resilience.
So you mentioned pre-chorus. So
Mhm.
let's have a look at the pre-chorus and then let's dive in.
Yeah, of course.
So right here, the pre-chorus says, "I challenge myself, put on a brave face, keep it going until I can't. Sometimes I wish you had my back."
So, if you have seen the Spider-Man movies, you know that Spider-Man never stays down from a fight, right? He can be get beaten up, but on the next day, he get up and fight again enemies bigger than himself. So, in our day-to-day life, similarly, we are human. We are not the Spider-Man, right?
Yes.
So, just like Peter has to protect the city at the end of the day, no matter what, the responsibility of your life depends on you. Or perhaps the responsibility of your whole family depends on you. So you don't get that luxury to be sad and lay down all day just because you are sad and just because you are on that zero vibe. So Peter Parker, just like Peter Parker has to put on a brave face and fight enemies bigger than himself, similarly, we are human. So we might take a half day to pamper our mood, but tomorrow morning, first thing, you have to get up and go to work because your family depends on you. Or perhaps you might have an assignment due tomorrow. Just because you're on your low mood doesn't give you another day's extension, right?
Certainly not. Certainly not.
Yeah. So we are human. We get beaten up. Our feelings get hurt. That's fine. So when that happen, take a bit of time. Take that safe pace to unload. Be vulnerable. So put on a brave face and get back to your work because in this reality, Gwen Stacy isn't always there to physically run fingers through your hair. And while she listens to every word you say and just say, "Don't worry, I'm here for you," you don't get that kind of support. So you have to be there. You have to be your own support. That's why I say you have to put on a brave face here.
Yeah. So we do know that Spider Man always gets up and fights enemies, always bigger than him, usually. But by the way you describe it, the way that you put it into words, man, that's a stark reality check. Janaka, so now we know about Peter Parker's struggles, and even at his lowest points, and even at his zero vibe, like you said, he has to always stand up and save the day, and save his own life sometimes, because a lot of people really depends on him, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, but I'm curious about one thing really. Despite everything that Peter has to go through, right? Even when Gwen isn't there, what happens when Peter Parker finally sees Gwen, despite all of these things that are happening?
So this is where the chorus come in, and this is where the climax of the song started to change. So after all that struggles and forced resilience, chorus is a pivotal moment where Peter Parker finally encountered Gwen Stacy.
Okay, then let's go to the chorus. So the chorus says here, your words make me want to smile. Tell me your dreams so our dreams take flight. Love me, angel, I cannot hide. Smile of my heart needs its signature. So, looking at this chorus, Janaka, you have a lot of explanation to do.
Okay, so coming to the chorus, let's be clear. This Spider Man, the Peter Parker we are talking about here, isn't a perfect man who has figured out everything, right? This is a still a Peter Parker who is in deep challenges in his mid 20s, trying to navigate life through every problem that comes in his way. So the chorus is like sword with two sharpening edges with both sides. So from one side, the Peter Parker is like being in such a low pace where he felt the weight of the world and having forced himself to keep going. When Gwen Stacy come to the scene, her presence and her words become a catalyst when he finally sees her. So it's not just about the physical appearance of Gwen Stacy, but what she communicates, her understanding, her hopes, perhaps her own vulnerability, or simply her genuine spirit that allows him to genuinely want to smile again. So this isn't a forced smile, but an authentic one emerging from his course. The chorus is about what Peter tells to Gwen when he finally meets her, and it's about how Peter immediately conveys what that he would be there for her. Let's bring something out of the context here. Silan, have you heard about the Michelangelo effect?
Michelangelo effect. I have not. Cat elaborate?
Yeah, so if you remember when you at your grade one, when the teacher asked Silan what you wanted to be in your future, what was the answer?
One of the either pilot or engineer, or perhaps some prominent doctor, perhaps.
Exactly. So in childhood, we had a lot of dreams, right? And these are the years often that we try to make those dreams into a reality. And these are the time that we work hard for them, right? So the Michelangelo effect is something like this. Uh, just like we mentioned in childhood, we had a lot of dreams, right?
Yeah.
So, and these are the years we often try to make those dreams into a reality. So, our Peter Parker tells to Gwen, make your goals number one priority in your life, not me. I can take a back seat. But then he beautifully followed by it saying, "Tell me what are your dreams and what you wish for. Then I will make your dreams ours and we will chase them together." This establish a future, a partnership where they combine their hopes and ambition and lift them up both. So it's that profound feeling when someone comes into your life and make your personal goals feel achievable, not just for you, but for a shared future. And that's exactly Michelangelo effects.
Now that you mention it that way, it actually makes sense.
Hmm. And then when you come to the other side of the sword, it's the ending of the chorus. So Peter Parker can do everything, right? He can fight enemies bigger than himself, then get beaten up, and then tomorrow again go to the fight. But when it comes to Gwen Stacy, it is melting point. A mere person makes it impossible to conceal his emotion. Tell me, what comes to your mind when you dream of an angel? What's the angel perception for you?
Well, it's beauty and soothing and healing, the heavenly properties, and the things that they look nice.
Yeah, the heavenly properties.
Yes.
So, Gwen, in the context of Peter Parker, is his angel, a guiding pure force amid his messy reality. There's a powerful sense of surrender and acceptance of this profound feeling which Pete couldn't let him go. That's why he says, "Love me, angel, I cannot hide it anymore." It's like you're trying to keep a ball under the water, but it always pulls up, right? You can't fight the gravity, right?
Yeah.
So that's exactly like the Peter. Now Peter can't fight his emotions, and when Gwen is there, he is completely boom. So that's what the chorus is about.
Oh, Janaka, that was quite the emotional roller coaster. From nuclear bombs to angels and dreams taking flight. After all this, uh, it's all profound and heart melting stuff, really. But let's move on to the next part. And the next part is actually our second verse. And it goes something like this. There is a void in my life. Everything keeps shrunk on it. But you are my sunflower that will bloom in this void. Um, so finally, I saw the word sunflower. And what next, really? Does Peter Parker suddenly remember that he has to pay rent? And does he just float off into the sunset with his web swinging dream?
That's a classic Peter Parker dilemma, Silen. But no, the sunflower is something like this. So even for a guy like Peter Parker, sometimes the meaning of life can be feel missing. We often try to satisfy our souls with everything, like we are going on trips and buying stuff and drinking, smoking, all the stuff. So with all of this, what we are trying to do is we are trying to satisfy our soul, right? That trying to feel that emptiness we feel in life, but just like a black hole shrink everything around its atmosphere, whatever we do, it keeps shrinking into this emptiness of our life. But when we come to the life of Spider Man, there is one thing that can fill this void and emptiness of his life. And it is his Gwen Stacy, none other than the sunflower.
Oh, so that's the sunflower.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a sunflower. You know what's special about these sunflowers?
Um, Apart from being yellow and big, what's special about it?
The thing with sunflowers is that Celine, not everyone can give you a sunflower. And to be able to receive a sunflower, I said you have to be very, very special. And in Sinhala, there's a quote that says only the air would give you a sunflower. Have you heard it?
No, I have not.
Okay, so the reason why I'm bringing sunflower to this song is that sunflower represent the very characteristics of Gwen. If you take our hand, each of these fingers are different from one to one, right? Each of the fingerprints are different. So just like that, the characteristic of Gwen represent from the petals of sunflower. It's like this. Sunflowers are tall and graceful, and a person commands a unique recognition even from far, making out among thousands. And just like sunflowers turn perpetually toward the sun, she embodies light, warmth, happiness, and a spirit is always seeking and reflecting positivity. So each of her facets, like sunflowers did in petal, showcased her as beautiful, smart, educated, optimistic, and intelligent, and also that incredibly fun with the eyes captivating as Milkway. So after all, she's truly one of God's most beautiful creation, radiating and splendid all day, every day.
Okay, okay, we get it. She is a fairy tale, isn't it?
No, Celine, she lives.
Oh. Well, whatever. But the people watching this, they have bigger things in mind than to watch Pete make a sunflower match to Gwen. And since I too am excited, let us proceed.
Yeah, okay. So much like Sunflower, the bridge is where Peter described that profound effects he has on Gwen. So in the bridge, he promises to be there for her. It's a counterpart of that vulnerability we talk about in the earlier verse.
I see. I see. That actually sounds interesting. So you mentioned the bridge. So let's go through the bridge,
Mm,
and then you can explain further.
yeah.
So the bridge goes like this: Your pretty face gives me hope, uplift my day, makes me live once more. I want to kiss you every morning, bathe in the sunlight every season of yours.
So, Celine, when you hear the lines, your pretty face gives me hope, uplift my day, make me live once more, the beauty Pete talks about here isn't the kind that you find in magazines or that top hot models. The beauty he described is the way she thinks about something that sparkle in her eyes when she talk about something she loved and something she is interested in. So she's beautiful for the ability to bring out best around her people, you know, that when you have an inner circle and you can bring out the best around each of this person. And she's beautiful not for something temporary as her looks, but she's beautiful deep down to her soul. This beauty is just not about physical appearance, it's about how thoughtful she can be, how kind she is, and her ability to bring light into everything she touches. So ultimately, it's about how she can light up Pete's world. So once Pete see this beauty, she is always beautiful in his eyes. Even when she is tired or has a bloated face without makeup, still she will look beautiful as the first day Pete look her.
Okay. There is something that we might not understand here. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. You see, how can someone really be beautiful even with a bloated face and without makeup and when they're so tired?
So let me ask you something, Siren. Have you ever found your parents ugly or not beautiful any of day of your life?
No, that's not the case.
So just like that, we love our parents, right? So every day our parents are beautiful in our eyes. So just like that, now Peter is completely captivated by Gwen. So she's always beautiful in her eyes. He loves Gwen from his deep soul. So when that kind of beauty come find you, she's always beautiful.
I see. So when you put it like that, really, um, no one can really argue. And
Mm.
you might have won this time, but this time only.
Okay. Okay, moving forward, when you have such beauty by your side every day, I mean, there is nothing you couldn't do, right? That kind of beauty always gives you hope, uplift your day, and ultimately make you feel like you can turn the world upside down. So there is so much power there because such beauty is born with pure love. And when that love find Peter, it's make him live once more. So it signifies a rebirth, a reawakening of his spirit that was dulled by his struggle. So he's not just surviving anymore, and he's truly living again because of her. So this is the ultimate counterpart that we talked about earlier, the zero vibe. It signifies a rebirth, a reawakening of his spirit that was dulled by his struggles. He's not just surviving anymore, he's truly living again because of her. This is the ultimate counter that zero vibe we talked about earlier. And when we come to the final parts of the bridge, that's where finally Pete's promise to Gwen comes in. We know in the films that Gwen's state strategically dies, right? And Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man isn't able to catch her in time. Have you seen that clip?
Yes, that was like one of the most defining moments in the whole Spider-Man thing where Gwen doesn't really, nobody can really help Gwen at that point.
Yeah, but in the song's reality, Peter Parker says, I'll be with you and I will catch you. So, this is his vow to be true to her in good times and in bad times. in sickness and also in health. So this isn't about that one season of your life when you're at your prime. You are very beautiful, you are smart, and you can do everything. So PT is saying, I will not love you only for that season, but even when you are sick, you can't drink and you can't eat anymore. So and also when you're at your old, so I will be with you all of these time of your life and all of these seasons. I'll be with you and I will love you till death comes and knock at me. So all the love that is Peter receiving from Gwen, he just want to be there for her and love her. So that's the profound gratitude of his love. And from that, that wraps up the smile of my heart.
Where we started and where we ended, really. An imaginary world you gave us. And just like the movie, I want to watch this on repeat. So we'd love to see a music video for this, hoping that it would be just as cinematic as you just described.
The music video. So, Silen, my perspective about the music video of the song is something like this. At the very first instance, I didn't had an idea to do a song for this video, but let's say a light did find me, and now the artist within me wants to do a video. But my perspective is something like this. Don't get me wrong, but nowadays, when we listen to the music, I would say we are not fully listening to the music. Instead, we are watching them.
Hmm. Do explain that a little bit further.
So, when a new song comes out and when we listen to it, the first thing our brain grabs is the music video, right? So, the producers of the video might do their best to bring out the meaning of the song throughout the video. But when we watch it, most of what our brain grabs is the video. Hence, most of the time, we lose what the lyric says and the true meaning of the lyrics and how is music arranged from one chord to another. So, I would like to suggest you something like this. Next time, when you're listening to a song, try to read the lyrics and give it some thoughts. Put your headphones in and just listen to the music. So, try to manifest the lyrics when you're hearing the music waves and start to notice how music is breaking from one chord to another. Then you will have another level of music entertainment. So, with my music video, when a viewer watch it, I want that viewer to have his own imaginary world. So, I'm trying to do something with the music video. Sometimes I might get successful, and sometimes I might not get successful with that. But I'm trying my best, and we'll see how it goes on.
Okay, okay. There is one thing I really liked about what you said. You wanted the viewer to have his own imaginary world. So you would like for the audience to be a part of that music video as well, yes?
Yeah, of course, that's what I'm trying to create here.
I see. That's actually, you know, it's a very good perspective considering what you did mention about the music videos of these days, because you mentioned that the first thing that us as viewers would see is the music video. And you did suggest to listen to this music without the video and just look at the chords and look at the progressions of the chords and all that. So I think you probably must have a plan to counter that, because that's the reason why you mentioned that we would be a part of the music video.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm trying to create. So we'll see how it goes. Even I'm not sure these days I'm doing research and stuff to see how can I make this work. So we'll see how it goes.
I see, I understand. So, sunflowers and then Spider Man. So, what can you say about this conclusion for the Spider Man in here? Uh, what about what about the fact that he wears a mask and he goes on about his day? And because Peter Parker used to be someone who never really removes the mask, right?
Yeah, of course. So the reason why I bought Peter Parker into this story is just because he wears a mask. And if I try to elaborate, if you picture a superhero, let's have example. If you picture Thor, the first thing comes to your mind is Chris Hemsworth, right? And if you get Captain America, it's Chris Evans. That face to that superhero character is identical, right?
Yes.
So, but when it comes to the Spider Man, he wears a mask. And the creator of the Spider Man, Stan Lee, did something with the Spider Man, something incredible. He says, when we look at when we get a mid 20s, anyone who can get inspiration by Spider Man can put the mask of Spider Man and be that character. Get that good qualities of Spider Man, apply them to your life, and trying to be good, trying to do good every day. So that's why I bring Spider-Man into this story. And so anyone who wants to listen to my story, who wants to live with it, can put the mask of Spider-Man and can relate them to this song.
I see. So now it makes proper sense. And now it's clear to us the reason why you wanted the audience to be a part of the music video. So, from what I gather, you want the audience to put on that mask of Spider Man and be the protagonist of the music video.
Yeah, yeah, that's what
That was very creative of you, Janaka. But there is still one thing I really want to ask you. It's regarding the end game of Spider-Man. What do you think the end game of the Spider-Man will be? Like, will he ever have a chance with his Gwen in this story, at least?
So it's something like this, Elaine. We can't make people fall in love with us, right? It has to come from within themselves through their own emotions, right? So if it's happened, he will have a chance with Gwen, but there is a chance that he might not. But the beauty of the story is how Peter Parker go out and express his love. That's the beauty of it. It's always not about the end game, but it's about the journey we go through and how Peter express his love.
But the way you said it, actually, it's funny. It reminds me of something. It sounded like when Andrew Garfield repeatedly said that he won't be in the Spider-Man Homecoming, but in the end, the whole trio was there.
Yeah. And that's the messiness and reality of life. You never know what comes out.
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see.
Exactly. Well, you never know, indeed.
Yeah.
Well, all we can do is actually hope for the best.
Yeah.
And
hope
even
for
with
the best.
exactly, even with your trials and you're going through a big creative process, and we really hope that it actually works. And we're actually looking forward to see what you can put out, but not just the music, but also with the video as well. So, regardless, Janaka, it was absolutely wonderful to have you here. Thank you so much for introducing us to your song and also giving us a small spoiler that there might be a video. It really gets it really gets us hyped, and we're actually looking forward to it. And the explanations that you did here today with each part of what you have done, it was really nice. I feel more closer to the lyrics, and I'm sure the audience would actually appreciate that you taking the time out and explaining everything to them so that they can properly wear that Spider-Man mask and be a part of the song as well. So thank you again, Janaka. I'm very excited to hear your song once it's released. And I'm also very excited to see probably what might come in the future.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Certainly.